Hello, everybody. Welcome back to. Hold on, I gotta adjust my chair. That is very uncomfortable. It is so far away and so close at the same time. Hold on, just give me a second. Ah, yes, much better. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Limbus Company. Today, we are playing Limbus Company. Yeah, also, I gambled. And I got this cool thing. I think he's from Kanto 4, so that's cool. But we're not doing Kanto 4. No. No, we're not.
You guys are gonna say, it's a chicken tender. No. No, it's not.
I got money, but it's not enough money. Help!
Oh, wait, so, I am confused. Because first we start off prologue. Great. Kanto 1. Great. Kanto 2. Even better. Kanto 3. Best out of what I played. And then it's whatever this thing is. Hell's Chicken. Intervallo 1. Which concerns me. It's in the same place as K-Corp. And so, like... It's only like 10 things, so it shouldn't be too long. Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine, right? We'll be fine. Off the bus, everyone. We're supposed to meet the clients for our next mission. Wait, give me a break. Now we're taking requests like we're Fro errand boys? Say. What's that over there? It's got a long line in front of it. Ah, can't you recognize its 30 cents? It's fried chicken. Cool. Hold on, I gotta turn my volume down because both the game audio and my microphone audio is like... Anyways, fried chicken, Greg. Get fried chicken brought to a crisp in inexpensive oil. Oh, it seems you haven't seen much of Nescafe if you have yet to learn what is that of a chicken. Hottest trend around these parts. A man in a fastidious impression suddenly cuts into Sinner's conversation as if he belonged to our group. Oh, what is that? The chicken, is it? What is that? Permit me to answer. Bodhisattva Chicken is a highly renowned restaurant known for its 6-legged, 8-winged poultry, whose blissful taste and gracious quantities really make you feel great compassion. What's more, they prepared for our very preference. The buzzworthy bitty right around of tenderness, the chubby capon with plentiful flesh to dig into, the chewy cockerel that's perfectly al dente, and more. Now tell me, what do you want? I may have heard of it first. Isn't this a surprise? Our Yi-song of all people is keeping up with the fads from under his rocks. So what are you supposed to be? Hence hazard a guess you don't know who we are either, seeing as you brazenly shoved yourself in while we're talking. Can you even explain who we are? Gracious, what could those things roaming around the restaurant possibly be? They don't appear very normal to me. Turning around, I spotted a rather strange-looking people with just as strange behavior. Isn't that K-Corp staff? What are they doing? I see individuals covering their heads with strange masks. Maybe they're some kind of mascot? It could be pretty cute if we look up close. Those mascots have people running and screaming, though? It seems a bit off, but let's leave them be. Doesn't look like they're coming this way, and I don't particularly feel like getting wrapped up in something bothersome. You're right, they aren't necessarily approaching us. And just what are you up to with that rock on the roadside, mysterious fella? Oh! Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're mascots. I'm pretty sure they're mascots. What in the world did you do? Hit by the rock and started looking around. And it began to slowly shamble in our direction. Yeah. Yikes, I made such a clumsy mistake. What will it do? Likely story, cause you aim straight for his head. Wow, your phone was impressively stable. Ooh, why thank you. I once aspired to be a big city baseball player. Play ball for you, alright. Stay right there so I can knock your noggin out of the park. Oh. Oh well, we're approaching faster now. Shouldn't you deal with them first before working up a slugger with my head? As Ryosho fiercely reached for his sheath, those things came right for us. They have chicken heads? Yep, whole chickens. Raw ones at that too. It's like ghosts of dead chickens clucking back from hell for revenge. So, you guys think it's because Sinclair left chicken wing uneaten that one time? Since it was a hassle to get meat off? Don't think of anything else we might have done to cause them havoc. That anything like that won't get me anymore, you know? Besides, Rodeo licked that one clean anyways. It appears that combatant is going to be our sole recourse. Why is this guy taking cover behind me then? Before I can complain further, the chicken-headed crowd attacked us. Oh well. Hopefully. Here. Also, I'm finally starting to use identities! Yay! I know, aren't you all proud of me that I'm finally doing something useful for once? It was actually surprisingly easy, even though we only had like, what, level 24 average? Right, now that's all been sorted out, why don't we get back to the point, friendly, four-eyed stranger. I must object to such a moniker, especially so when it comes from a fellow glasses bearer. Oh, is that so? Sorry about that, I guess. Basic personal information, such as one's identity, can easily be acquired from the registration of one's death. Did I not neglect to introduce myself? Here's my business card. You may call me Sam Joe. Disregarding the growing hostility surrounding him, the man handed us his card straight away. A K-Corp? Affiliated from the Department of Food Resource Development's Research Center? Ha! Thought we'd be fooled by a bunch of big fancy words. Of course. Persuasion and explanation is where I excel, so please stay calm and listen. I was most impressed by the feats of your battle just moments ago. In particular, the instances where you continue to assault your foes in blatant disregard for a dying colleague nearby. Few others even laughed at the sight. Heh, friend or foe, those who dare impede must be properly removed. Otis replied to his remark with a look of full pride, even though it didn't sound close to a compliment at all. As you can see, those chicken heads of unknown origin which are occupying this restaurant's fronts have been causing considerable damage. So what? The venue's manager has also been bedridden until just now. Another man with a haggard face tottered to us, making it somewhat apparent to Sam Joe wasn't lying about the restaurant's owner falling ill with worry. You may speak now. So, things have been... Your house opened a few months ago, just across the Unabong's bar and fryers. Franchise offers generous servings of tasting using poultry with a supreme protege. So it was natural we would draw all the customers from Unabong's. But one day out of the blue, our owner Unabong started acting real strange. Thinking his customers must have shocked him or something. They're trying to ruin all of our business. I mean, it's not uncommon for competitors to throw jabs at each other, right? What is this? As if to attest the restaurant's owner's woes, screams echo from the other side of the street.
What the heck?
As the supposed owner of the Yubong swung his arm while muttering something, the chickens responded in unison. What is this? Oh boy. The raw chickens jumped at people. What in the world? Is he commanding the chickens? That's definitely strange behavior. How spiteful does someone have to be to resort to that kind of stuff? I don't know if they're augmented or what. Those plucked and prepped hens would break into the restaurant and destroy things. So this is the main geezer we have to fight. Phew. Now there's people wearing those chickens for their heads too. If this keeps up, our restaurant's going to lose so much money. Such is his feathery song. Been his tear-jerking reflection. Oh no, reflection. He's gonna be saying something stupid about a mirror. Would you be willing to deal with this case? Does that ruffle your feathers, huh? Song. I knew it. Tear-jerking or whatever, we still don't take requests from a chicken. A lifetime voucher. Handle this request, and I'll offer you a groundbreaking benefit. The right to free orders from this restaurant for the rest of your lives. Lifetime voucher? I've never heard of such a... I've been preparing a few free samples for you. You what? Sandra personally distributed pieces of fried chicken that he suddenly had in his hands on. Now, stand in line and keep things orderly. I brought samples for different predators, so you're free to pick and choose. Each one comes from a unique brand of tastiness, demonstrating its strength in different cuts of meat. Must I choose only one flavor to taste? They all appear equal in gustatory greatness. Let me suggest this then. Leave the other flavors as something to anticipate for your future meals. It won't be a problem once the lifetime voucher is in your hands. Oh, indeed, this is an incredible proposition. It seems Sanjo has won the hearts of most of the sinners with his compelling words and fine poetry samples. What do you say? This might be the first time I've seen Heathcliff go quiet at someone's words. That's not half bad at all. Hello, aren't we supposed to be looking for the golden bowls, not golden drumsticks? Since when didn't you hear him? We're dying on free crispy chicken forever. It doesn't have limited use, right? It's actually free chicken forever, right? Yeah? Takeouts count too. This takes me back to the older days. Wonder if anyone remembers it. You know, ham, pangs, freshly fried chicken was the totes delish. Ah, I sure do. I have a cheeky one with the lads whenever our syndicate earned a proper lump of dosh. Ah, Miss Foss, can you please give them a cup? Can you please have them cut the crap already? Shouldn't there be some company clause against fried chicken requests? Foss was deep in thought by her lonesome. Alright, we'll take your requests. Excuse me? This might also be the first time I've seen Ishmael taken aback to this extent. I'm sorry, False, but what did you go to out of your mind for a second there? Ishmael, no need to be so Biden there. It's hard to say. False mind tends to be out there most of the time. I guess we're all right and chummy for once, eh? False, are you serious? Making a request over free chicken? To be more precise, this is a case of distortion phenomenon, Dante. Distortion phenomenon? Distortions. What are they? The term, I'm sure, is unclear to most, although it has been occurring all around the city. No official announcement of the phenomenon has been made to the general public. Oh. To my knowledge, it is a phenomenon where an individual morphs into a form often unfit to be considered human. It has no known causes and the appearance were all different. It doesn't make it clear enough. Are they like abnormalities? Not exactly, as unlike abnormalities, they do not shrink into eggs. It is possible for them to fully expire. I have witnessed a number of cases in the past. Company as the LCD, Harmon was consulted. Fixers dedicated to matters regarding the distortions, though its size small, nevertheless signifies the company's interest in the phenomenon. So the owner of Yunbong has turned into one of those distortion things? That is correct. One does not simply gain the ability to leave an army of raw chickens by losing their mind. I see. So that's what it's about? Ooh, I almost got worried that I might knock some sense back into you, Foss. Is that why you were clutching your mace so tight, Ishmael? Righty so. We must act before this commotion results in any casualty. Yum yum. Oh, you got the sauce in your face, Tiki. I watch as Rodeo wipes Don Quixote's mouth clean. I'll take that as a yes. I'll be waiting for you. Your contract. Interesting. Oh wait, I can gamble now. Oh wait. Oh, I got this thing. I got 3 of them. Okay, let's gamble. Let's gamble. Hopefully we get something good. No. Distract again. Please. My main goal is Wild Hunt's Heathcliff. What? It's green! It's green! Have ye beheld the lantern so closely incandescent? Women at my side, and darkness shall... Wait, is this what I think it is? Check again. Yes. Okay, nothing. Return. Ain't no way. Okay. Journaling, yada yada. I just... What are we supposed to do to resolve this distortion? Simple. Falls seem to have a habit of prefacing her expositions with a disclaimer about their simplicity. What we will do is open up the hearts of the distorted, disarm their mind's guard, and coax them into opening up. I see. Do we remove the scapula first? Perhaps the sternum? A physical revelation of the hearts. An interesting proposal. First off, we should probably visit that Unabog's place and figure some things out. Wow. Raw poultry is walking around. This can't be hygienic. They look like the things that were on those people's heads earlier. I don't know what they are, but we shouldn't get too close to. Fortunately, I had forgotten around 80% of the sinners valued my suggestions less than the cooling of a random pigeon on the roadside. So, we can have the free chicken for life, and after we're done whacking those bullets, say, shoot, let's stab. I get it, now we'll slice them all bare. Huh? Nod. Provoked, the raw chickens leapt into the air. Heathcliff! Heathcliff's face was then devoured. No! No, not Heathcliff. Heathcliff? Distorted? Heathcliff? Heathcliff stood in silence with the raw chicken, adorning his head. It was quite a sight, much to my terror. I think I like Heathcliff better this way, you know. He actually seems intelligent now. Oh gosh, what did we do, Dante? Wait, quick, your clock! But then... Nothing will stop me from rewinding here, but... Problem is... What if my head turns into a chicken while the clock's working? SD. Same difference? Look, kid, chicken head, they're no difference, so I don't guess being huffy over it. Looked like Sinclair was the only one who actually worried about Heathcliff. Mr. Heathcliff, you alright in there? Sid, why don't we keep it as our mascot if the thing never comes off? What's the deal with you and mascots anyway? Use your eyes to dither, Heathcliff. You're communicating with the other hens. Heathcliff become quite the chatterbox. It appears that the chicken sitting on his face is using his mouth to communicate rather than Heathcliff himself. I cannot believe Mr. Heathcliff in these straits. I had wished to cosplay him as two fixes de alquiler audientes someday. We would only be subject to mockery if he were to engage in mummery with the chicken head. To avoid gathering the crowd, we shoved Heathcliff into the interior of Unabom's bar and friars and followed behind him. Can't stand his clucking anymore. I'll bring him back to his senses sharply. Otis grabbed the raw chicken on Heathcliff's head with one hand and began to slap it ruthlessly with her spear. Furiously. The impact was comparable to when she was interrogating a captive enemy. I don't see him recovering on his own. It leaves us no choice. Remove the chicken head as a whole. Is it really okay to yank it off like that? He might peel his face off right with it. Crow backbone. Even if his skin were to be removed, it's perfectly fine as our executive manager is here to handle it. No, seriously. It's really not fine for me, Otis. I can't just... Despite her opposition, Otis began jostling the chicken with all her might. I heard something tear. It actually come off, didn't it? Huh? Back with us, soldier? What's with this soup in my mouth? Heathcliff, you were having some serious discussion with those chickens, clucking weird stuff, remember? Huh? Now that you say it, I think I did hear something gabbing in my head. What were they on about? Some sort of recipe got lost, I guess. It was the cornerstone of this eatery, but once it was gone, we stopped getting customers. When the master started acting off and affected us all. Did you just say those chickens were us? That bugger, still recovering from those head hens. It's confusing. Is that what you decided to call them? The distortions happened because he lost his recipe. Then maybe we can somehow recreate it for him? You've gotten close enough to the answer. Though, most about the distortion remains unknown. One of the noted particulars is that it occurs when the good and evil... No. When the mind crumbles to figurative pieces. Sounds like you just pivoted away from good and evil because that version will get too long for you to bother. For instance, let's say that Hung Lu had to believe he was certain would be unchanging and constant as he lived in the city. Or would it be a hope for some other psychological statement that has supported his life? That support suddenly collapses in a massively shocking event. That causes one to let their ego go. His mind will crumble, so to speak. Well, I could see that happening. What would be so shocking for a well-off looks like you, being your private purse snatched away? Oh no, I never received an allowance. There was no need for such a thing when I could spend any amounts wherever I wanted. Really? What else is it then? I thought I knew, but I can't seem to elaborate on it with words right now. We return to the point and sum things up. The distortion is a phenomenon that arises from deeply personal psychological shock. The affected will have walled off their hearts from a solid defense. This wall has to be brought down through methods that the distorted would approve. And in this case, the distortion would want chicken-based cooking, right? Gregor took a confident step forward after saying that. I cooked up a few meals during leftovers and cans for my comrades in arms during the war. Those traumatized soldiers who were moved to tears by my dishes as they gobbled up the stuff. Hey now, is it just me or did I hear somebody scoff at that? How droll. What does a CF know about cooking? You'll be better off flipping hamburger patties with your pincer. Ooh, if Mr. Gregor opened a business, he'd be a boss with big meaty claws. Mr. Krabs. Mr. Squidward. Mr. Krabs and Limbus Company before GTA 6. Yoshu, such short for crawling furball, isn't it? But I'll say, I do like the idea of being the guy with big meaty claws. My head just got a sting. SpongeBob boy. Mr. Squidward. Arr, money. True chef. Follows their tongues. And blade. Could you really say that food haphazardly mashed together in a war zone is real cuisine? Ooh, that's one for the cookbooks. This is Ryoshu. Speaking with full words for once? Wow. It sounded cool, but I'm not sure if you're the one giving out advice. Actually, hold on. Have you even cooked before, Roshu? Hobbs, I've cracked the dishes on a level that you as trifling cook can't dare imagine. Okay, I'm starting to get mad. Let's see then, I'm on Shu's side. Why are we splitting up to teams now? I think Hmm. Who do you think would be that? I mean, it's fun. Who do you think would be the best cook? Gregor or Ryoshu? I'm thinking... This is actually a really good question because Ryoshu knows a lot about anatomy, we'll just say. And so she knows how to cook said anatomy for other purposes besides cooking. So she should know what she's doing. But Gregor, he also looks like he knows how to cook something like a pot roast or a turducken. Why do you end up siding with her? Greg, darling, we've been stuck too close for too long. Why don't we all try a little distance for just today? Heathcliff, having shaken off the dizziness, walked to Gregor's side. So we win by popping her up, eh? No, we aren't crushing anyone with force. You admit to feeding your man canned food? You're a disgrace of a soldier. For your reference, I much prefer instant foods. That reference is such a preference. And this child is really... Do you guys seriously want to take sides over this? Tell us. Why don't you tell us? What side are you all? Are you, Ishi? Fish male. Fish. So you had to choose between Greg and Ryoshu to serve food for us sinners. Don't you try to coax her. I know Ishmael and I have been thick as thieves since early on. Despite of Gregor's confidence, Ishmael's face and posture betrayed a sense of awkwardness. Ishmael? Sorry, Gregor, but if it's canned goods we're talking about, it ain't more than I ever want on the ship. Come on, why don't you look at me in the eyes, Ishmael, eh? Ishmael took a few sluggish steps backwards to stand next to Ryoshu. You know what's interesting? They're all on this side because they think he can't do good, but they're never on this side because what if she cooks worse than him? So that's interesting. Ryan's never met and never looked up to me, Gregor. Hey, even though there wasn't much rapport to begin with, I could hear what little trusting bond existed between the two fall apart. Don Quixote had glued herself to Gregor's back before I noticed. Her face was off color. It's a matter of truth. When we were banqueting upon skewered chicken on the bus, I bore witness to that, a woman's most awful deed. What'd she do with the chicken kebab? That is... Nay, I cannot begin to put it into words. Well, you saw it, didn't you? There's a secret technique of mine to bring out the Dakochi's ultimate flavor. Don Quixote shuddered violently. Oh no. Soon enough, Hong Lu went to Gregor's side with sparkle in his eyes. Oh, it would be a unique experience to try dishes comparable to pet food once in my life, right? Won't be rooting for you, Greg. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. We got 8 sinners. The only thing that's left is Yi Song, Mersal, Sinclair, and who else? Who else are we missing? Alright. Thanks a lot, Hong Lu. Hong Lu stood behind Gregor, wearing a kind smile on his face. Oh, false. Right, false. False. I could count on you all people to make a rational choice, yeah? I don't know. False. Can enjoy a risky venture from time to time. That profound remark, Paulus took her place behind Ryoshu. I really don't get it. Why are we splitting our group into opposing teams? Hey, pick. Please, pick a way to survive or buzz off. Tripping hesitation isn't cool, kiddo? Then... Sinclair, you might be linked to Ryoshu on a spiritual level at this point. Ryoshu's ruthless remark made Sinclair trudge to her side. Isn't it unfair to threaten him to join you? That's cheating. I shan't choose, and instead, I humbly await your selection. Don't need that. You take it. Yi-sung was placed on Gregor's team without him moving a muscle. Lastly, Mersal quietly stood behind Gregor. Okay, so it got evenly divided. Mersals. I'm a little touched. I know we never got to talk much, but you still decided to come and stand by me in my time of need? I have only done so because joining the team with fewer members would set the balance right. Someone proclaimed that they saw tears well up in Gregor's eyes at the moment. The teams decided, we entered the kitchen of Yurubang's, looking for a suitable place to cook. had become a long-neglected mess with traces of foul rampage. However, Ryoshi and Gregor kicked stray plates and utensils out of their way like it was none of their business, and took their spots. Hang on, are we allowed to do all of this in someone else's restaurant? It's in refs, so I care. You could call it a restaurant already, fated to shut. We're trying to help. Yeah, our goal is to deal with the distortion, isn't it? And an angered flock of chickens fluttered to the intimate, sudden intruders. Much to their dismay. Hold on, I got a Discord message. Let's see, who is that? Yeah. Get in my way, you're all getting chopped. Get in my way, you're all getting sliced. You guys look more in sync now. Ryoshi Greg radiated a burning viciousness. Is this murderous aura supposed to be part of the culinary experience? What recipe are you even gonna show? More crapola? There's no dish that beats the taste of survival. Hey, champagne hair, give me a hand. Okay. Isong, sorry, but can you open this can for me? So you wish. Sights and sounds filling the kitchen seemed at least somewhat proper. I could hear knives hitting the cutting boards, broth boiling up in pots, and fire sizzling on cigarettes. Huh, what do we hear smoking in the kitchen? Yeah. Oh, that's absolute cinema. The two remained silent. Of course, as you expected, the sound of cigarettes being snuffed out only came from Gregor's side. Bongi. What? Oh, come on, we haven't even done any egos yet. There we go. We did something! Yay! Oh. So far, this is the highest, besides the default identities, this stuff. Big yawn. Tear out Gregor's dish for a good while. What, is this, Gregor? Military's... What is this? Military survivalist meal or something like that. I feel like we got a bigger question. Did they really eat this in the military? Manager, but didn't you say you're an amnesiac? Since when were you such a delicate food critic, huh? Gregor lost his usual calm demeanor and suddenly snapped at me. I looked at Ryoshi serving next. I felt like I was looking at a brand new work of art. Then, I had no idea what it was supposed to be. Ryushu, just to make sure, you didn't make our objective with assassinating the distorted restaurant owner, did you? It's TSU. I want you to be quiet. Oh! Heathcliff and Mersal had caught the owner of Yumbang and put him in his seat in the meantime. We started by feeding him Ryoshi's cooking. Distortion's language is difficult to parse. It took me at least 70 hours to decipher it based on the speech pattern and cadence. That long? You've been frying chickens for all that time. Wait! I don't think I can hear his voice in my head. How curious. Could be due to the influence of the golden balance we've been collecting. Resonating with manager's Dante's head. Oh, I think I just heard a staggering statement, but the owner's cries are too distracting. What is he trying to say? Inner procession in my mouth. Is your cooking theme poultry apocalypse? He asks. Right. Today will be the day I rip that clock from his stem. I was just relaying his review. And the two of you can go together. Not too cocky, eh, Ryoshu? This is good and all, but there's no match for a hard-boiled experience. Alright, guess it's my turn. Open wide now, pal. As he's starting to open up his heart, he's wondering if it will sludge up from the food waste dumpster outside. Looks like both of your dishes failed. The owner and his chicken came at us with growls, as if to express their master's anger in full. Hold on, I think Rhodia would do like decent cooking because she is very gluttonous and therefore I think she would like do good at cooking. Say goodbye. Whoa! Victory! Yay! Yeah. What are these numbers? Maybe an indicator. Warning us of squandering out of 5 opportunities. I guess each team can prepare another dish then. How's that sound? Just like that, let's begin Limbus Company's Petite Cooking Competition. Right now, let's assign each of us a role. Not that it'll make a difference, but... Say, Honglu, have you ever seen a kitchen before? Him. Well, my room didn't have any kitchenettes, though. I did sneak to the grand dining hall on the 2nd floor a few times for snacks when I was a kid. Ah, him! Next up, we have Yisong. Wasn't he the only one who came out fine when we drank the spoiled milk the other day? Smell was a sensational one, remediating my pulmonary deaths. Now, Quixote, something wrong with your throat. What say you let me take a hat mantle? She said this with a bashful expression, hands behind her back. Young Quixote, this isn't the time for kid stuff. I am no child. Why I'm denied the chef's place when Sinclair is allowed to do such on the other team? You can stop too unevenly. Cut them better. Keep your back straight. Right. Okay. No, isn't this a bit bland? Please, a teensy bit more sweetness. Sweetness? Let's see. Where's the sugar? That's not what False is singing. The heat needs to be pitched up one notch. That one's hopeless. Knife grip is all wrong. Why don't you all stop being backseat chefs and actually help? I mean, you could definitely trust Sinclair to take on that kind of stuff. His pilot could be a good enough judge, too, growing up on a wealthy family and all. Now wait a tick, why isn't anybody giving me any suggestions? Watch, I can cook an egg. What the heck? What's the dang frying pan heated? It almost grilled me to death. Everybody watched as the pan heat pushed through, hit the wall, and broke into pieces. This restaurant reeks of mold and other clean stains. It's likely that the kitchen has been left unattended for at least 140 days. Cooking outside may be more sanitary than the current situation. Hi, Prithee. Give me the permission to cook. How dare you mess up our kitchen? You reckon with a wrath for your foul deed. I just felt like that's what it was saying. Come on, keep it together, Gregor. Can anyone tell me what this food is meant to be? It's quite simple. Manager Esquire, it's not such a delicacy. We put it into cooking. Next, I utilize oranges as a substitute for potatoes. Well, I much dislike the two, but... What? Who do you think you are to take spuds out like that? You're a right baffling bird. Okay, but why is the chicken so brutally torn to bits? It was customary in our town to rip chickens into bite-sized pieces using one hand. It was a treat to remember. And what's this blank thing? Why is a lump of coal in the pan? Complaining an awful lot for a mouthless. Why do you even know how to eat this stuff? 2 out of 5. The chicken rushed at us under the distorted restaurant's owner. Short yet decisive order. Nay, what method of foul trickery is this? The number has gone down whilst the judge has yet to even touch the dish. This is not even worth evaluating since what you said of it scared away his appetite. That's a few more syllables than what the owner spoke, isn't it? Right he is, and his rejection be revoked. Hold it. Let me ask you guys this first. Have any of you even tasted this thing? It's just feed other things you haven't even tried yourselves. We're trying to please someone here. Clockface got a point, I have to admit. Who wants to try this? The tension was thicker than when we were preparing for battle. I urge you not to look at me with such eyes. Permit me, if my sacrifice helps to infer the wickedness of the world. Quixote shut her eyes tight. Overall, just wanted to get this stuff in her jaw. He flipped out the lump out of the serving and shoved it into the nearest person's mouth. Oh no. I don't think you want to do that. Marcel stood completely still at the unexpected taste test. Did that kill him on the spot? I swear upon mine honor that I have done nothing to cause trouble this time. Mr. Virgilius' effort to ask who was responsible. Marcel turned to Heathcliff very slowly. The what? Addressing his erroneous overall. Failure to properly cook the chicken has resulted in residual stench of blood and other unpleasant odors. The sauce is too thick to bring out the deep flavor. The inconsistent cuts of the meat contribute to the serving's inability to arouse one's appetite. Have you gone loony? That's what you have to say? None. I have not finished. The seasoned spices are a complete disaster. The taste in my mouth is even worse than in plaster. Lacking sugar, you have to toss and have spoons of butter. The end result simply belongs right in the gutter. Why did he rhyme? Why did he rhyme? I am quite sorry. Esau, I must ask if you aim to throng my teeth and prong my tongue with cooking wrong, seeing as this place is headstrong, less ding-dong notions of what food is to you all along. I have not one excuse. Why is he rhyming? Moment, is he possessed by something or... Most people were not able to accept my point when I elaborated on my statements in detail. Because of that, I have not bothered to expand it upon them until now. Additionally, I know. Why don't we let Mersal take charge this time? Hong Lu swiftly made a suggestion with a shower of class to break frigid tension before his turn to be condemned came around. We'll help you with everything you need. I do not prefer to have assistants around. Fret not, we shan't disappoint you. Don Quixote bravely exclaimed, rolling up her sleeves. Cooking is nothing my specialty, but if you insist, I will be readily attempted. Let's have a look at Ryoshi's team then. While there was a spectacle occurring on Gregor's team, the air had grown tense among Ryoshi's crew. What? In the wing's name am I supposed to make this food that's both salty and clean, sweet but not too sugary, and lightly cooked but somehow crispy? Sinclair yelled, throwing the apron he had been wearing to the floor. We can't do this anymore, because if Bill was right, beating Heathcliff at arm wrestling is going to be easier than this. It was a joke. Statistically speaking, it is as likely as Sinclair's height increasing by 5 centimeters just 1 week. In other words, a nigh impossible. Shut up already! It's not the same! How weak. You cannot withstand a few criticisms and one whining like the pathetic soldier you are. If you're so darn sure of yourself, Otis, why don't you do it yourself then? Courageous as his rebuttal was, his eyes were shut tight. You leave me no choice. Out of my way, stragglers. It's time someone led this troop. In a series of turbulent events, I didn't fully catch my assaults. Took Gregor's culinary antenna into gate balance. The kitchen grew busy as Gregor's sinners moved according to Mersault's order. Behold, Mersault, I have carved this one into the adorable shape of a star. potatoes should be cut into square pieces so that they may evenly cook on all sides. Nevertheless, square shapes, 5 centimeters. Marcel looked more charismatic than ever with the mantle of head chef upon his shoulders. Eh, whatever. The chicken's a chicken. You can only be so special. Who knows? That lost recipe of his might have been superficial, like the 1 spoon of earnest and 3 scoops of effort, eh? Oh, so this is how you cook potatoes. I thought they harvest baked potatoes out in the fields? Taking me for a fool, aren't you? Oh. I believe you see right, potatoes fall from the trees when the time is night. I was just kidding, Heathcliff. Oh, what are you planning to do with that tenderizer? Turning flower has blossomed on this yam. Ah, so bud can indeed bloom even upon this barren ground. That is a sign that the potato is poisonous. It must be disposed of immediately. Don Quixote, confiscate it. Rightio! Please do not do such. Burnt things are significant on their own ways. In truth, the state of being burnt may as well be an imaginary concept defined by man when the essence of an object has remained unchanged. Burnt refers to the condition of which a food item is colored. On a certain degree, it produces an acrid smell after prolonged exposure to high heat. And this one has burnt to its core. It is only right to discard it as long-term consumption of burnt food can negatively impact the body. How regrettable. Mirza became a ruthless chef, while Yisong remained mostly unhelpful. Heathcliff was peeling ingredients at a surprisingly brisk pace. Don't gap at me. Ruin my focus. Knives are a luxury. Real pauper that can peel any spud with nothing more than a metal spoon. This gets a pass. We're rewarded extra points for the expertise displayed at your excellent strokes. Ah, that's class. Watch closely, you need to employ a wide variety of ingredients. Being a picky eater is what stunned your growth. Still get taller from here, I think. Although unbalanced diet is the reason why your hair's turned all gray. False has always had. Hands in particular have become coarse and rough for the same reason. Excuse me, this is because of all the work I did aboard the ship. Me next, Otis, what about me? What about the diagnosis? Don't yell frivolously like that. You're being a distraction. What an interesting frame they decide to falls on. There we go. That was close. We almost died. There is a dungeon. Oh no. But there's something after it? Yeah, we'll just go. Is there 2 dungeons? Oh no! No, well, we only have 2 chances left, right, team? But we start with mersalts made by the following formula to a T. Prepare with a pinpoint precision. Mersalt dish look like a picture in a cookbook come to life. Right, we have something that looks like an actual serving, so that's a good start. After having a taste of Mersalt's work, the restaurant owner quietly savored it, waiting for a while. I had to ruminate on this dish for a long time. An excellent serving in all tangible ways. The smell, the taste, the presentation, yet I felt that I was still missing something. I couldn't quite describe the words. And with that was professionalism as a cook, an ironic smidgen of a blemish within perfection. 1 out of 5? That is why this dish cannot get a pass, unfortunately. Suddenly starting to sound like a posh judge. Someone took the mask off that person's head. The only thing distorted about him, it might be his crooked attitude. Mauvais vecino. Nevertheless, I hold no regrets over this battle. At least the chickens aren't bum rushing us this time. Only one chance left. Otis brought her dish to the table. It looks neat, nothing too fancy, but simple and clean. What are these couple of needles on the dish for, Otis? They look like a clock's hands. They are a simple decoration. I added in tribute to you, executive manager. Why you put my face on a meal? Why you do that? Why you do that? Oh, I'd give bonus points if I could. You're trying to butter me up for something. You're trying to butter me up for something. The comment that followed from the owner was too sensational for me to put into words. Owner's mama. Why did I say it like that? It's such a mess. What are you doing with the freaking mask on your head? Fucking your mama's day. We grind and bore all sorts of nonsense. You're gonna live through this unforgiving world if she gets all heartbroken over something so small. Try to get her already. My mother had always liked that. Rather than kind and caring words, she would scold me with her nitpicky lectures. She was always particular about chicken too, rarely touching a piece that anybody else would take in a heartbeat. Running this restaurant, I had forgotten something important. Oh mother. Now's our chance! The distortion or whatever's on him is weakening! Look at this! Some kind of door has appeared next to him. Should we go through it? What made Otis this stand out this anyway? Let us march, soldiers! May we see the end of this. Oof. Why does she have a beard? Is that a goatee? Oh, it's one of these dungeons. It's like a mirror dungeon. We stand at the entrance of the dungeon of the Fathoms. An empty space. We find a lone vending machine. Where does it get its power? Yeah, besides that, what is with this uncanny feeling? Standing in front of the vending machine, we see rows of buttons. Let's go with keyword. An eagle drift drops from the machine with a clunk. Focus on counter stats are applied. Apply 2 damage up to optimize. Interesting. Oh, we already got a bunch of geezers. Oh, that's it. Okay, so this is going to be like a short dungeon. What are they doing? Bright spotlight shines through a portion of the noisy area. It seems that although the chickens are attending to a ball, that's a tango. Look at their movements, which might be a dance or a tussle. You notice a sauce leaking from one of them. I don't seem to be aware of this. I read it truthfully. You saw nothing. I'm just gonna say truthfully, like, hey, you got a bit of... Feed me! Sauce is leaking from tight body! Shut that loud, you dummy! Notified of his leakage, the chicken quickly ran its wings over its back, or what appeared to be its back, rather. Sadly, the nonsense was loosened on its stitching. Does it mean it can't do it on its own? Approaching with a trail of sauce dripping behind. It slows some tread. Who do you want to stitch its back? Who? Chicken holding its stitching supplies, please, check your eyes. Someone has to do this. Besides, cannot be ignored. Okay, lust advantage. Oh! Oh! Oh wow, hold on. I gotta screenshot this. I gotta screenshot this. That's funny. Oh wow. Just I guess we gotta do this guy. I guess we just have to. It's so weird trying to focus on the battle and just seeing dried to the bone chicken breasts. Oh, he's trying to run away. Look at him. He's trying to run away. You can't run now, Goofy. You can't run now. Quack. I'm having visions I've never seen before. These must be his memories. They might be recollections that he partially had lost due to the shock. Finally found it. So, he kept his top secret recipe locked up, tied away, but he was using it as a trivet to eat ramen. Is that my restaurant's recipe? Where did you get your hands on it? I said to Spy, would you really think a part-timer willing to come in an hour early to help with prep a minimum wage would actually exist? Why? Why would you? I have no choice. If you don't meet the quota HQ demands from me, my restaurant will be shut down. The recipe's still in my head. Just break the sugar. I'll just bring the soy sauce, then that mid-scarlet. It's no use. If it burns in the concept incinerator, any trace of that recipe will be gone, including the memories in your head. No! 2 spoons of sugar, 1.5 spoons of soy sauce. Like I said, you should have shut down your restaurant when I warned you. No, sugar, no. What's the sugar? I don't remember a thing. Never liked that pest. Maybe it was rotten from all of the saw signs splattered all over his walls. It was put in a concept incinerator. That recipe is as good as gone. What's a concept incinerator? But never mind, Ishmael. Your face tells me I don't want to ask about it. Pardon? A concept incinerator. It is a trusted method of permanently erasing a technology. For instance, it has the ability to make it as if Miss Foss has never invented Mephistopheles. What? Does it turn things back in time? No, not quite. It simply oblivionizes as though the brain has never conceived it. Interesting. So basically it completely wipes it from existence as if it never had existed or never will exist. Any documentation, photography, the tiniest bits and parts of composition, even Miss Foss' own memories will be dimmed and obliterated. Effectiveness and range of this incineration will depend on the price of the product. It's true! To remember that marinade was based on the paper of soy sauce, about sugar or salt I should put. Nothing left in my head. Oh, the customers remember how it tastes. No use to try at this point. Not useless. You're soft-hearted, you bunks. You should always do away with that tacky name and give your restaurant a better title. Wrong is my mother's name. Oh. TWH. I suppose tacky can also mean a friendly warmth. The problem is still your weak will. Why are you so eager to start fights? Come, I will fix that helpless attitude of yours. Interesting. Yeah, we staggered him. That's cool. Staggered something. And now we're staggered. And we're dead. This is rough. I feel like we might. Yeah, I feel like we're just dead. Wait! Oh! We barely survived that. We barely survived that. Oh boy. Running this chicken joint, I've forgotten something important. That's right. Chicken I wanted to cook. Something that even my mother could enjoy. Something to please her extremely particular palate. No, wait. I knew all along. The real reason Mama wouldn't eat chicken is because we couldn't afford to feed the whole family. It's why we always had a stash of coupons at home. Some of them could be exchanged for free chicken. My mother would keep collecting them for me. You done all that to feed me a chicken you wouldn't eat. Huh? Oh. Pizza. These are pizza coupons. Son. Your mama. She liked pizza better. Ah, my head. It's gone back to normal. That was a sound plan. The carrot and stick approach is an effective tactic often employed in military operations. That was a plan? I don't see how it could be any different from usual balling out and striking first. It was subtle, and this route, rapping young lad, not my hint and followed well. Thank you, Captain Otis. You almost called him Rookie, didn't you? Can't thank you enough. I think I'm ready to start anew. It wasn't the recipe I needed, as long as I remember to cook from the thoughts, those I care about, and it still comes in the shape of pizza. You know my customers will still appreciate their earnest servings. Boy, rival promises a lifetime of vouch for free chicken. What do you have? I thought it'd be stuffing my face with drumsticks for countless flavors by now. It's nothing much, but please take this. The owner of Yunbong's gave us a wrapped up box. It's an invaluable treasure of mine. There's nothing else like it. Could we accept such rarity from thee? I wouldn't have been able to reopen my restaurant without your help, so I insist. Please take it as your reward. And thus we have solved the distortion and claimed our spoils. Pray tell, are you perhaps speechless with astonishment as the glory of our tale? We then embarked on Unibug's, as where I turned out. That means you have heard nary a word. Why should I bother listening to your embellished drivel when false reports will fill me in on all the details I need? Come on now, donkey. Donkey. Forget about this Starburst and gather around so we can open the box. I wonder what's inside. Surrounded by sinners full of anticipation, the lid was lifted. Oh, meet Bongi, the one and only doll of our mascots. I made it hoping to see us one day, but I'm glad to be giving it as a gift of gratitude. Oh, Flo's Flo. Oh, this is cute. No way, this can't be it. Maybe he hid something in the plush's belly? He didn't seem like the kind of person to do that. I was trying to get rid of it, and we were there to take it, eh? Let's toss this thing in that incinerator. He hand gently tugged at the doll. Euclid had gripped it with ferocious rage. Jared likes this passenger. What's there to like about? Got eyes. Nothing else. It's nice. Alright, that's that. Then keep the doll. Is that an incorrect assessment? The doll has a torso and limbs. Just like that, the chicken plushie we got instead of free food for life earned its seat on the bus. Oh, somebody's calling me. Random number I never heard of. Hold on. Yes. Chief Dongrang. The torso has been resolved. Confirmed it with my own eyes. They did seem somewhat unreliable at first, yes, but I believe it should be okay to speak with them. Yes, I'll bring them over now. Oh, but now of all things. I dislike sentences that lack the subject. If that restaurant reopens, we'll lose our customers then. I'm with quota and... You could have started looking for a way to live the moment you put the stolen recipe in a concept incinerator. They found out. Have you heard a saying, if you rob a house, make sure the homeowner never realize it? I don't know anything about... I didn't. Yes, of course. You weren't. Just made that up. Remember it well next time. I see you around. Visitors that need greeting. Before long, we're expecting a massive, unpredicted scale. Interesting. What's this? Fathom. Wow. Oh, this one's a harder version. This one's like a harder version. Okay. I have an idea. Oh, I did it! Oh! Oh, I did it! Oh, boy. Yeah! Yeah, boy! That was so close! I 100%ed that. Yes! That's what we're talking. That is how we're talking. Anyway, let's gamble. I'm gonna use these first. No. Checked again. No. Checked again. Hopefully. Maybe. Hopefully. No. Okay. Turn. Extract 10. Oh, we got 2 red ones. Oh, we got this guy. And the rest of it, yeah. And last one. And it's that. I wanted to say that we're done, but we still got these like mini episodes, so let's just see what they do. Dante? Mephistopheles doesn't roar and grumble ahead all day long. Mephistopheles is an engine that needs rest from time to time, much like how Sharon is still a human who needs regular breaks. Are you still awake, Miss False? There are a few things I'd like to check. As the engine is treated harshly during operation, it needs to be well maintained while at rest. To substantiate her words, False carried light tools and a small mechanical device in place of her usual geohander. You're working hard. This barely counts as work. To witness False magnum opus cordis being overworked, no time for care is greater toll, rather. You said this after making a light smile. Do you like this update in particular? False looked down at me using a handheld device. Oh, this thing? Yes, I believe previously you weren't fiddling with it as often. Nothing much, I was just making most of this new feature I've needed. Whenever False requests a break or routine maintenance, my OCB PDA also receives updates. These updates occasionally come with additional functions, and this time, a note. I didn't have this functionality until now. It didn't, surprisingly enough. I didn't know that. I thought you were omniscient, False. False only knows everything that False knows. Pardon me for a moment. She took a peek at the screen of my tablet. Are you attempting to write an encyclopedia, Dante? I mean, you keep using words I don't know, stuff like fixers or whatever wings are. I might need common vocabulary for you all, but not me. I understand. I do suppose you lost memory of the city. Yep, so I wanted to write down most stuff here. And copy down the things I've been scribbling on paper while I'm at it. This clock on my shoulders, it could be replaced with yet another head at any moment. There's no guarantee the memories I have right now will stay with me. That's why I must prepare a backup plan like this. So I don't forget twice. What the heck? Without warning, the bus grounded to a sudden halt in the back streets? What's up here today? Sharon, I feel we haven't quite reached the destination. We're approximately 50% short of the target location considering our schedule. Proceeding at the least 3% further would be ideal. Feeling sleepy. Excellent bus drivers don't drive while sleepy. Gotta just stop stomping on the brakes every time. Don't you know how much you've done this? Forsooth, Sir Heathcliff hath crashed his nose onto the back of the front seat for the 4th time, with much signify as this 4th screeching halt occur. Leave the wheel as soon as you start feeling sleepy, said the radio. That's a good point, but you should be more flexible about that sort of thing. Yeah, statement as plain as that can be quite amusing, depending on who says it. The minty boy agrees with me. It's funny when the least flexible one says that kind of gabble. What's that? Is that if you're playing that... Not that old Foji over there who still thinks she's a wartime general. Ishmael pointed at Otis, whose veins were beginning to stick out on her veteran and placid face. This is a prime example of the terror I've learned to fear. This happened enough to be familiar, but still rather intimidating to hear Virgilus send the bus into a chilling silence with a single gesture or utterance. What is it? You were all happily chattering moments ago. No reason not to continue. Oh, I just got a Discord messages. Hold on, let's see what that is about. What on earth? Anyway, weren't you starting to go on a proper rampage after? I was stretching. Felt a bit stiff. Load of... ahem. It's laughable how you behave. You're like dogs that drool at the sound of the bell. If you got a complaint, remember that my office is in the back, as always, has open hours. I'll take time to consultations. Miss False, I leave the rest to you. Of course. Virgilus nonchalantly walked past the sinners and I caught another open perilla. Sesame Sharon. Sharon knows. It's not like magic phrases are what open doors anyway. I suppose so. While they exchanged corny jokes, the door large enough to fill the backside slowly opened. Been a few months, but still weirds me out every time I see it. It's bigger on the inside, right? Wait, what? The back door opened, a splendid, narrow, deep, spacious hallway revealed itself. What is this? Endless corridor that looked like it could go on forever. Far into this hallway, classy poles decorate the end of the area we were allowed to traverse, standing in front of unending lines of red lights. Though the place seems comfy, something about it makes eerie feelings creep up. Now that I think about it, is that one of those singularities belonging to the wing? Oh, false. Do you know anything? Of course. Is no. I'm certain that you do know that I cannot speak of them in much detail, Eric Grigor. Could stand to be any nicer about it. This is a corridor.
This is a bucket.
Dear God.
There's more.
No.
That's correct. It's a corridor. Yeah, sure. It's a long hallway with doors to rooms on the sides. Of course it's a corridor. IF. What are you trying to... Whatever. I'm too tired. Dante, please hurry on with it. Gregor's words snapped me out of my eyelids, staring down the edge of the passage. Oh yeah, right. So while I understand that you may feel it to be an unnecessarily repetitive act, simply put, the executive manager's approval is a vital part of the procedure. Please understand. No need to put it like that, Miss False. With that answer, I got up from my seat and stood at the front of the bus, looking at the crew. I hereby confirm today's close of business for the sinners. Thank you kindly. Starting now, you will all be given a maximum of 12 hours to partake in sleep and rest. The duration is subject to change. Good night. As soon as False finished speaking, the sinners walked along with the groans and sighs. Why, geez. Man, I'm whipped. Fine nights, young Sinclair. What you say, another game of chess? No thanks, Don Quixote. You always run to Mr. Yi's song for hints whenever you lose in. That is untrue, Sinclair. It was because I could not bear to watch the grievous misplacements. It's even worse! Bonjour. And thank you for today's work. For tonight's watch. Oh, Marcel, thanks for just suggesting. Yeah, I wasn't really feeling sleepy today. Then Oda suddenly intervened. Executive Manager, allow me to remind you that I am always willing to stand in for a night duty if you ever feel fatigued. Yeah, Babashuka da Compt. What duty gets inside now? Executive Manager, your hard daytime work must... let's get you back. Ishmael gave me a small nod and then proceeded to draggingly chaperone Otis through the back of the door with Rhodia. Then, at last, False and I remained. That was fortunate, Dante. Had not forced Otis to retire, she would have nagged you for the duty of night watch for quite a while again. Haha, does happen a lot. I went to the back as I watched the sinners head into the corridor, one after another. After Rhodia has entered the closeted door, Ishmael opens the same to get inside. You said the door leads to a different space each time it opens, right? Yes, as long as the sinner is in the right mental condition. The door will lead to the lodging appropriate for the rest of the personal use. Lodging, is it? It looked more like jail cells last time I peeked through the window. Still, this must mean it can be used as a personal place for sleep, shower, self-care, and all that. I seem to have other questions besides that. My clock has no eyes, nose, or mouth, and yet, somehow, it Feels like as though False read something out of me. Not that she'll tell me how she manages it. You know, I was just curious about whatever's over there. I pointed down to the far end of the corridor with my finger. Right to the horizontal depths of this seemingly endless corridor. As I've told you repeatedly, it is best not to be curious about it, Dante. As expected, Falls chose to walk in the corridor, with a faint sigh instead of a real answer. And yet, just maybe, Falls knew all along. She knows it all, as she likes to say. Maybe she knows what we'll learn about and lies beyond the corridor soon enough. It happened exactly a week after that fruitless exchange. I hereby confirm today's close of business for the sinners. Thank you kindly. Starting now, I'll be giving. Oh yeah, this is just. Boss gives the same instructions always. In response, the sinner's groans and stretch like usual. Except this time, one sinner stuck out the normalcy like a sore thumb. What now? Even B is she? Not the first time he's all grumpy like that, is it? And Heath, be sure to simmer down before he gets in your room, okay? All the grumbling thunder in there keeps me awake, you know. Sinners' rooms, their lodging, personal space and cell reflect their state of mind, or so I've heard. Each room's floors, walls, and overall ambience are shaped after sinners' personality. The view through the window changes depending on their emotions and mental states. Interesting. That does actually make a fire room. Imagine you just... Unless it's not. Because if you're feeling depressed and the room turns into like something happy to comfort you, then yes, it's a fire room. But if the room's also depressing, then no, that would be terrible. Well, I've seen were distant glimpses through the window, so I don't have all the details. The room Heathcliff entered would sometimes, actually rather frequently, emit wuthering and stormy sounds. Wuthering? Would some consider these wuthering and stormy sounds particularly high? Usually you snap back with a "why should I" or something like that, but he only clicked his tongue. I suppose he doesn't feel like arguing. Thanks to that, he stood in the corridor until all the other sinners, save for False, went into the rooms, staring down the passage with a frown. Maybe he was relieving stress this way. Oh, and that right there is where the incident began. Huh, holy, what's with all those doors down the aisle? Heathcliff pointed to the same exact direction I did a week ago. Those doorways were beyond the no trespassing line, blocking the way. Heathcliff, I recommend against walking further into the corridor than necessary. Huh? That sure makes it sound awful suspicious. There's nothing wish to be suspicious. You're better off listening to False. Why do you keep treasures or something such in there? False's secretive attitude was enough to rouse his curiosity. Heathcliff, do not do it. You will regret your action. That, well, emotionally agave and Miss Cleverness. It's like you're actually hiding something there. He sprinted into the dark before we could stop him. What's in there? Just as I was about to ask, False an obvious thing to be concerned over. What? A sharp scream echoed from the unlit area far into the corridor. Dante, now's the time to take my left hand and run with me. What, huh? I won't be able to get him out in time on my own. I may be engulfed myself if I don't act quickly. Before I could process what she meant, False ran into the direction Heathcliff disappeared. Oh, sugaroonies! Wait, sugaroonies? Who on earth says that? She crossed the line and proceeded deeper in the corridor. I came across three-way crossroads. I think I heard screams coming from the middle. However, without a moment of hesitation, False started for the left aisle. But False! I know you're in a hurry, but are you sure this is the right way? I could have sworn I heard his voice coming from the center path. I know. Without elaborating further, False continued running. Another four-way encounter. False chose the right path. Afterwards, she entered the fifth door, on the side of the hallway. What is this? Right as I entered, another hall came into view. Its end was like a cliff. To be more precise, I felt some kind of gravitational pull trying to get me to fall to the end of the hallway. Heathcliff! I then saw him. He followed towards us with all his might from the middle of the hall. As if he might fall once he lets go. What the heck is this? This place! Even though I couldn't see much in the dark behind him, I definitely felt some presence in it. False, what's over? One say, I want you to hold on to the knob of this open door tightly. firmly grip my hand as well. With my hand securely, she gradually approaches Heathcliff. This hallway isn't tilted or anything, is it? Why does it feel like we're hanging off of a cliff? That's because we're in a corridor, obviously, Dante. Don't let go. Reminding me to hold fast. Fawn's extended her other arm while holding her Zulhander. Heathcliff grabbed his. Heathcliff, grab this if you would. Are you mental? I'll get gash if I try to grabbing that giant blade. You much prefer deep wounds on your palms to what you can suffer down there. Blindfold, Heathcliff looked at the sword, the darkness behind him. Bugger! Ah! Dante, pull him up. Right and main. Got it! Ugh. Right as we pulled Heathcliff up. No, I'm not sure if it's even right to say that we pulled him up. Nevertheless, Faust hoisted his unconscious body by the legs and started rushing, saying we needed to return the way we came. Following her lead, I supported his arms and trailed behind, keeping his head from dragging along the floor. After burning some time. Let's just say that it's fortunate that he wasn't lost in a deeper area. Dante, you'll have to turn the clock. Heathcliff's gonna be okay, right? The psychological damage is likely to be severe. Our work will be encumbered if he loses his mind. Then I have a choice. Good work back there, Dante. Well, it's unfortunate that we have lost a portion of our limit break assigned to this. Faust, just what's in there? Where does it lead? Can't you tell me at this point? I've seen that stuff now. It was only natural that I want to know what resides there and what was chasing Heathcliff. Moreover, why did it never show itself to us, and why did it vanish instead of chasing him any further? These questions were driving me crazy, but alas. As stated earlier, there are limits to what Faust can elaborate. Yep, I honestly didn't expect much. Corridor, UIF. Ryoshi muttered with a cigarette in her mouth, walking past us both. She must have left her room while we were out on a rescue mission. However, Faust proceeded as if not a soul had just walked by, as if nothing was just said. Huh? He did not prevent a sudden vacancy in the bus department. Though I wouldn't exactly call it a reward, I do suppose it isn't a bad idea to inform you of one thing. Ooh, let me hear it. Unexpected boon had me rubbing my hands together, right as she'd tell me now. Dante, when you traverse a road, you have never walked before. What do you do? I mean, you use a map, obviously. That's right. And even if you don't have a map, your brain will form images to serve as one. From there on, that map will be the starting point and a destination clearly marked. When you return from your trip, you will trace back through that way. So obvious I don't need to verbally answer. I could nod along. Hopefully that makes it clear enough. Huh? This is why you should remember where you started in the corridor, especially when you open the door. Flabbergasted by the abrupt end, I blurted. Now then, Faust has grown tired. Good, thank you. He walked through the door before I could say something, leaving me with a riddle. Of course, it'll go like this. I sigh out of frustration, but not a breath of air is expelled from my pitiful cloak. Still, left powerless. All I can do is boost up this electronic notebook and piece together what little information I have collected. And that is all! Wow! And yes, Kanto 4. 54! It's not even... I guess I can say, well, that was this Kanto, because that wasn't a Kanto, that's... This is just a mess. Yeah. And I can't wait to at least try to finish 1/millionth of Kanto 4. Hopefully, if I'm able to do that, but... I just need 6 more lunacies and then I can gamble again. It just won't let me! Oh, wow. So far. It was pretty cheesy. It's nothing... It's kind of like the prologues, nothing too special. I think it's just wanting to have a random thing so you can get more money. But this scares me. So I guess then we should wrap it up today. And oh wait, did I record this? Oh wait, no, yeah, I did. It's blue. Okay, it's blue. I was so confused. I was like, wait, is it recording? Oh, but I guess we should end it right here. Oh, see y'all next year. Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.